And welcome back, everyone, to part two of What If Danzo adopted slash kidnapped Naruto Uzumaki. Last time in Naruto What If, we kind of shared one of the darkest timelines a little bit, because with Danzo taking Naruto and Naruto out of the picture, this caused a big problem for a lot of the events of Naruto. Now, the one thing that a lot of people kind of addressed, that I'll obviously address, it was the idea that because Naruto's not there, theoretically they shouldn't have gotten the wave mission to begin with, because there's just a rando on the team. And even if they had gotten the mission, they would have gone back as soon as he would have frozen, gotten poisoned by the claws, and he would have gone back. They would have gone back regardless. Here's the thing, though. Because I don't think any of you are wrong for that, because honestly it is one thing I did overlook. I admit that. I covered every other one of my bases except for the fact that technically Naruto's the reason they got the mission. But my out, let's call it what it is, my out for that is the fact that it is a rando, which means we can't really say for certain how that character's personality is. Maybe that character is a little closer to Naruto than we'd like to admit. Maybe they're not a one-to-one or anything like that, but maybe they were someone who spoke out and said, "No, come on, are we?" No, maybe they're not as bratty about it as Naruto, but maybe they're more, or maybe they're more respectful. It's like Lord Hokage. For all with respect, I think we're ready for a higher ranking mission. They could have easily done that too. So just because you have a random character, it doesn't mean the events couldn't theoretically still happen. We also don't know this rando's skill level. This rando, theoretically, because of the way they kind of did it in the series, could still be the last in the class, but maybe he's getting better. Maybe he doesn't freeze up like Naruto did when the ninja came after him. Or maybe he does, but maybe he says, no, I can still go on. I'll be fine. Because I just didn't specify who the character was, there's a lot of leeway for what we can work with that in that scenario. But I do acknowledge the fact that of everything I did cover, and I covered like 90% of my bases on that, I do like kick myself being like, shit, that's right, he was the reason they got the damn mission. Oh well, these things happen. I'm not perfect. What are you gonna do? But yeah, I'm not going to retroactively change the story at this point. Not that anyone is asking me to, by the way. Sometimes I do get people who do that. And look, occasionally I might do it, but it has to be something where I don't have to change the entirety. I don't have to basically redo the video is what I have to do. But yeah, so that's it. But so last time on Naruto What If, Danzo got to be Hokage. That was something else someone kind of not pushed against, but brought up. And someone did also kind of come to the defense of the decision, where they basically said Jiraiya probably would have stepped in to be the Hokage before Danzo did. But then someone, and this was kind of my mentality as well, pointed out that, yeah, no, the village has kind of gone to shit under the Third's reign ever since the Nine Tails attack. Minato and Kushina died, their child died, the Nine Tails has been gone for God knows how long. The Uchihas have been massacred. They lost the last Uchiha, for God's sake. Like, things have just gone to shit under his watch. And when Danzo brings up, it's like the Third's, unlike in the original series where it says the Third's teachings are exactly why we're in this mess, he doesn't actually have a fucking leg to stand on. Well, let me put it this way. His leg is wobbling so hard he can barely stand on it. There are some problems the Third maybe didn't address in the series, but yeah, no. Danzo's just, Danzo, be a petty bitch. Put it on a shirt. That's going to be my Danzo tag from now on. So, yeah, in the original, yeah, he really didn't have much of a leg to stand on. In this one, nah, he's standing on some firm legs on this one. Now, granted, he's kind of the reason a lot of this shit happened, but not every bit of it, mind you, but a lot of it. But he doesn't see it, though. He sees it for the best of the village, which, let's talk about that for a little bit here. So as Danzo is getting settled into the village, Itachi and Kasame show up. Now they are looking for the fourth legacy, and they're going around, and they're hearing about what happened with the massacre, all that. They're also looking basically for Naruto, looking for the Nine Tails or the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, but they haven't heard anything about it as of late. So they're actually more doing kind of just a reconnaissance mission here than they are trying to do infiltration and capture. Not that it could have sealed Naruto to begin with. as they're wandering, they're hearing like everything that's gone on, and it catches Itachi's ears that Sasuke is dead. And I just realized that what if I just did for the image here is not very centered, is it? Okay, that's better. I think that's how I made it look. Although in the actual thumbnail, it's not as centered as I thought I made it. Whatever. And his eyes go wide for a second. It's like, Itachi, wasn't he your brother? Silence, Kasame. Not in the village. And Kasame and Itachi and him kind of just head out of those. Nine Tails is here, though Itachi is still speculating on that. It's like, something's not right. We must go. All the while, he's holding back the few tears he has in memory of his brother, because he loved his brother. Ultimately, Itachi loved his brother. He just had to play the part of the villain, and he did it well. So much so that it's almost like Kubo decided to change up the backstory. But whatever. No, sorry, not Kubo. Kishimoto. Sorry, Kubo's Bleach. I always do that. Kubo is Bleach. Kishimoto is Naruto. But it's almost like Kishimoto decided to change up the backstory. And so they're heading out. Meanwhile, Jiraiya is going to find Tsunade, because it's like, no, we cannot have Danzo be Hokage. This is not something we can have happen. And he goes, and he ultimately does find her, and they try to reconnect, but she is very adamant about it. She's very just, nah, screw it. I don't want it. Just fuck off, Jiraiya. Don't. And another issue with Naruto not being there is we know it was Naruto that ultimately helped bring her over to the side of saving the village. And let me put it this way. Do I think Jiraiya could have persuaded Tsunade with the right words? It's not impossible. I just don't think Tsunade's going to willingly come back. Now, that being said, I also don't think... I think Jiraiya will be prodding enough and raise enough of the history up between Naoki, Don, all that. And I think what Jiraiya does is finally call her out in some bull. I think what she... Again, I know I don't want to get into the argument with the person who actually brought up the definitions of coping in that argument, discussion. I wouldn't call it argument, debate, whatever. Brought up the discussion about the definitions of coping. Again, I just don't understand how not coping falls under the a definition of coping. I would feel like that is like one of whatever. Let's put it this way: she's coping. She's just doing it very, very, very badly. She's badly coping. So I think he calls her out some shit. I think when Jiraiya basically, when she says like Orochimaru came by, he's offered me to bring them back if I just restore his arms. Like, and you're not really gonna do it. It's like, why? So, why wouldn't I? It's just a chance to see them again. It's like, and what would they think of you? And if you see them again, exactly what would they think of you? And him, princess. It's like you don't have any right to. It's like don't. To which Jiraiya, I think, doesn't yell, but he just throws out killing intent and goes like, don't you try that crap with me. It's like, unlike you, I stuck around the village for a lot longer than you. I saw friends and family, and we don't know. I think he's an orphan, actually, Jiraiya. But I saw too many friends die, too many people I cared about die. So don't tell me I don't know. And I think that would be the one way he could get her to kind of at least not join Orochimaru and help him out. Is the fact that if he basically finally calls her out and really lays it home, like, you have not been the only one suffering. In fact, there are people who have suffered far worse than even you. You've suffered. I'm not going to argue that. But for you to keep wallowing in it and use it as a defense for your actions pisses me off. And I swear to, and basically, and so you say something along those lines, and I swear, if you ever try to if you are directly or indirectly ever a cause for pain and harm in the village, I will not hesitate to kill you. Do you understand me? Like, because that is something he did say. It's like, if you're a threat to the village, I will kill you. And according to the like official guides, like in terms of like how they rated them, Jiraiya was by a margin, like a hair margin, the strongest of the three of them. It would take a lot of effort on his part to kill Orochimaru, but he'd be able to do it. And Tsunade honestly could probably be killed by either of them. Even with Genesis Rebirth, or was it like the 100 hands healing or something like that, that's got limitations, and I don't know. I can't recall if they ever said if like she got her head cut off or like bifurcated, would she be able to regenerate from that? I don't know. She'd have to be basically completely incinerator or caught in a genjutsu. That's what would happen. Point being, I still think she portrays Orochimaru. I also think that I can't recall the reason, because she had already made up her mind at that point to not help him. But I can't remember the reason she actually drugged Jiraiya. Maybe she thought she was going to do it on her own, or I don't remember. I think here, though, she probably still drugs him, to be honest, and that's probably a grave miscalculation on her part. Not to say that they die. I don't think they die. I think it's a tougher fight than it was in the original here, without Naruto being able to like stop Kabuto, but I ultimately do think that they would overcome Orochimaru because Orochimaru is also completely nerfed. I unfortunately don't think she gets over her fear of blood, but at the same time, I think she's able to kind of just overcome it temporarily to take them on. And I think they're in worse shape than they are in the original. He said cracked ribs and a broken foot, I'm useless. But I think maybe he's also got like a broken arm or something like that, or whatever. So that's all well and good, but she says, I'm still not coming back to the village. It's like, you don't understand. There's something we can't. If you don't go, Danzo's going to be Hokage. I already tried to prevent it, and they said it's better if we go with him, go with something different. Can you imagine what it's going to be like until we get him out of there? It's like, and Tsunade's like, I'll be here if you need. I'll be around if you need me. Just leave a toad with me or something, and I'll be around. But no, I can't go back to that village, not yet. And so Jiraiya's just like, Jiraiya is also suspecting like something. All the while since the Nine Tails has been gone and Naruto went missing, the Nine Tails has never manifested. It's never come back, and he's not the only one who's been figuring this out. One sec, I'm just remembering where I am here, and yeah, I'm sorry, I just remember where I am in my story real quick here. Yep, and so he's studying. He's got his own spy arc and Toads. Every once in a while, Toad mentions like there's someone there, a ninja. It's like bright blonde hair. But he's dressed in the root the root garb. It's like that can't be no. And he never got a picture of Kushina or Naruto, but he heard from the third what Naruto did look like, and he had this, and he's 3 whiskers and this bright blonde hair. It's like that's and they introduced that slimy snake. He took him, didn't he? It's like that bastard snuck in from under their noses and stole that child and warped into his own will. That Jiraiya's just and it's like, so that's what happened, and because of it, the village has made fall. And Jiraiya turns around because he's somewhere in the woods. He turns around and there's Itachi, and it's like you. It's like. Look, Itachi, I'm surprised you really just come out. I'm surprised you didn't attack me from behind. I didn't sense you there. If you decide, what do you want? I assume you're not here to kill me, because if you were, you would have tried to do it with my back turned. You would have had a good shot too. So what do you want? It's like, I need to tell you what really happened that night. The word has gone out. Danzo has been officially made the next Hokage. And what do you care about that? I need to tell you the truth of what happened the night I killed my clan, Jiraiya. And so, yeah, 3 years pass. So what has happened in 3 years? By the way, people did bring up Lee might be dead. I did pair him up with Gaara in the. I'll put it this way: had I not paired him up with Gaara in the finals, I don't think Lee would be dead. But you're right. I mean, he got jacked up in his original fight with Gaara. Granted, with a month of training, he'd be even stronger than he was before. And I mean, this is Lee we're talking about. We saw how strong Naruto got and Sasuke got. Imagine what Lee could have gotten if he actually trained harder. Faster, Faster, stronger, higher. But no, literally faster, stronger. And I mean, honestly, maybe he could have pushed the gate to the 6th. Maybe. That would have been pretty awesome, actually. Lee pushing it all the way to 6. Now, granted, he still would have ended up in the state he was originally in. But it's like, Morning Peacock! Imagine him doing the Morning Peacock and turning parts of Shikaku to freaking glass. That would have been pretty epic. But even so, yeah, Gar still probably would have won that fight, and Lee would have died. Yeah, unfortunately, Danzo has been making a lot of threats. Threats might not be the right term. Trying to just puff out his chest and show that no, we are still the dominant nation, and they deserve to know that, and they will be under our boot. I can assure that. And one of the things he's probably been doing is sending his chief enforcer, Naruto, out, do some special assassinations, maybe even confront some of the Jinchuriki and try and have Root Armor with him, try to like gain some more of the tail beasts. And unfortunately, this is failed because Naruto, for all his strength, does not have a perfect relationship with Kurama. Therefore, he cannot access Kurama's full power. That being said, I think he can access like a full tail cloak. Like, we've seen that Killer Bee can access, like, an 8-tail V1 cloak, and then there's other tail, like, I believe it's, like, once you get to the version 4 or 4th tail that you can go into as version 2 cloak. You can't have a version 1 cloak, at least not with the 9 tails. And there's really not even a 1 type of cloak when it comes to, like, the Shikaku at all. At least not really. He's got the pseudo, like, mini form that we see Gar take, but not really. The other Jinchuriki, though, can definitely go into those minor tail beast forms and those chakra cloaks. Naruto probably can access like an 8-tail V1 cloak. Granted, it's difficult for him to do it, but thanks to ironically Danzo's emotionless training, the training to remove your emotions, he is able to suppress the anger very well. And this probably makes him arguably stronger than Danzo at this point. But he's loyal to a fault to Danzo. Brainwashing from a young age. Mind you, Naruto would be 15 years old. And I got a little surprised to reveal where the brain... I mean, besides brainwashing you, if he at any point saw that Naruto is starting to have free will of his own, he could have a trump card to pull out that he probably did at one point. But we'll get to that. And tensions are high when it comes to the other villages. The Stone and them are arguably back into another war, maybe civil war between the two of them. Maybe not and it probably hasn't spread or whatever, but they are in conflict with each other again. The Cloud isn't much better. The Cloud, I believe, and now correct me if I'm wrong on this, and it's fine. I don't think they were antagonistic by Shippuden, but they were not allies. They were neutral. If you're going neutral and this is ally and this is enemy, they were, and then you got like the middle grounds for like aggressive neutral or aggressive ally, without being one or the other. I would say that the Cloud was probably were a bit more aggressively neutral. Like, if there was an excuse, they might have taken it, but they also knew that Konoha among the other nations was the strongest apart from them. Let me rephrase that. Konoha was their strongest adversary if they were to go to war. I would also say that Danzo has probably really hurt their ties with the Sand. Them saying that, the Shikaku, him maybe saying Shikaku should be under the ownership of Konoha. We've kept the 9, and he even reveals probably we cut the 9 tails in check all these years. Wait, but the 9 tails, we took care of the 9. I took care of the 9 tails myself on the night of its release. You really think I would have let something as dangerous and powerful as that be run free? No, I made sure to keep it safe and locked up, and under my control. So I will say again, I do believe the Shikaku would be best served under the leaf. And he's got Naruto there, and Gaara can see Naruto, and Gaara and him are probably clashing. Should also note that was it Raga? Or Rasa? I think it's Rasa. That was Godfather's name. He's dead. Gaara has not had the life-changing events that led up to him turning and becoming Kazekage. However, he did get his power put in check by Jiraiya, and so therefore Shikaku can't actually influence Gaara as much anymore. In fact, he can't transform into his Shikaku form anymore. And we know he still manipulates the sand because that's ability Shikaku technically gave. Well, technically, he has a magnet release currency as Shikaku and his dad, but his actual Kekkei Genkai apparently is to mold his chakra into his sand and move it on his own. That's what his actual Kekkei Genkai does. Still, he has all that. But so Gaara, without the Shikaku to like influence him, like he's barely even hears it anymore. Like he can still hear him when he's shouting at the cough in his lungs, but it's very like muted. So now he's been able to get sleep. He's been able to rest. And so his personality is curved. He's still not friendly, but he is a lot more easily manageable. And so I could see him maybe aiming for Kazekage, or at least they insert him there just so he gets a sense of power and he doesn't kill anyone. And Gaara surprisingly accepts that. Like he sees it as they're trusting him to try to be better, so he'll try to be better. I was like, I'm not a monster. It's like, no, and like not enough time without Shikaku in his ear. Basically, it's like, I'm not a monster. Like I think you get enough time with him away from Shikaku, you could see him start to, and then you get like Tamari and his brother trying to slowly integrate back into his life, and then maybe him actually meeting people that can be friends. I think he's able to kind of slowly come back to sanity. Maybe not, he's not fully there, mind you, but I think he can slowly come back. And so, yeah, tensions are high in the Leaf. And so, because remember, Itachi's assignment is the Nine Tails, when the 3 years of prep are ready from the Akatsuki, they say, go out and get your tail beast. Well, unfortunately, Gaara gets taken, and Gaara's just going to get straight out killed. That's it. Shikaku's taken, Gaara's killed. Nothing we can do about that. However, Itachi goes, and he goes into the village, and he goes, and he's using his eyes, and he remembers Root. I believe he's a member of it for a little while. And so he eventually finds Danzo in the Root lands. Like, Itachi, I was wondering if we'd ever see you again, my boy. You're looking well. I'd say you're looking well for a dying man, implying that he may have actually been keeping tabs on Itachi, which there's no evidence that he actually has been. But it's not a bad idea that maybe he's been able to, keep tabs and never tell anyone where Itachi is because, keep your cards close to the vest kind of thing. I see you've had a promotion after all these years, Danzo. Finally made Hokage. It's like, yes, I won. I finally won where the third lost. It's like, did you now? And tell me, how has that been working out for you? It's like, I take it the villagers haven't taken so kindly to your rule. And I certainly know the nations haven't been so happy about it either. Trite fools. They don't understand what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to build us into. But they'll learn in time. And for those who speak against, and all of a sudden there are several Root Ninja, and then Naruto's directly behind him, will be swiftly dealt with. To which Itachi quickly takes care of the standard ones. The standard ninja is like, I see, so it's true. I should take it that is Naruto Uzumaki then. And then that's where Danzo kind of just, hey, your silence is all I need, Danzo. Naruto, why do you serve him? He's the one. Yeah, he may not have killed your parents, but he took you as a boy, took you from them. Didn't even give them a chance to say goodbye to you. They may not even have a chance to say goodbye. Are you really so... will you really allow them to manipulate? To which Naruto, kind of flare, almost like a Super Saiyan, flares some of his Fox chakras. Like, you know nothing about me. I was found by this man. He gave me a home, a purpose. This man is. I will do everything I can for Lord Danzo, even give my life. And he just pulls out his Tonto and he funnels chakra into almost like a lightsaber. And he just comes in at Itachi, who luckily his Sharingan is very strong, is doing everything he can to stay one step ahead of Naruto. He tries to put Naruto into a genjutsu. Just like, you think your genjutsu will work against me, Uchiha? Uchiha, I've already trained for that. And all of a sudden, the chakra arm comes out. Itachi turns into crows. What's it? Fireball jutsu. And Naruto just uses a wind jutsu, wind style. Gale, not Gale Palm. I'm just trying to think of. He's basically using almost like kind of like a dome, a dish in his hand. Wind style, wind curve, something like that. And just grabs it, strength as a fireball, and then just using his chakra, just fires it back. It's like, and meanwhile, Danzo just like the Emperor's like, good. That reminds me, Itachi. Well, Naruto, when you kill him, say, do not damage his eyes. They'll be most valuable. Sorry, Naruto, don't kill him. When you kill him, save his eyes. I'm sure they'll be most important, particularly because I believe you have something else I wanted. And it's like, yeah, it's like, that's right. I'm aware he was Shisui gave you his other eye. I've been taking that back. It's like, and Itachi is now getting really pissed. He fires Amaterasu because he can't do it at Naruto. He's got to do it because he's got to try to save Naruto. He doesn't want to kill Naruto if he can, because Naruto's honestly an innocent in this. He looks at Danzo, and Danzo quickly throws the cane. I see. So and all of a sudden the seal on his arm is on fire, and he can't get that off. It's like he's struggling to get time. His arm catches, and he just has to basically take the arm off. All of his effort wasted on that arm. Just like, you will. And fortunately, we know he has some Hashirama cells in him, so he will definitely be able to grow a new arm. It's just, yeah, that sucks. So it's like, Naruto, no more playing around, kill him. Yes, sir. And just goes full Nine-Tail mode. And Itachi's like, damn it. It's like, and he's starting to cough up blood. Damn it. It's over. And Naruto's got his blades falling wind through it. And all of a sudden, he throws out a scroll. Or he throws something. Like, please, you're not gonna. And it's a toad. It's like, what? And all of a sudden, out of the mouth, just Jiraiya suddenly appears. 5-pronged steel. And Naruto just gets gut checked. Just, it's like, it's like, and now Danzo's like, Jiraiya, what? No. It's like, how? No, you two were. You two this whole time. Is like, yeah, we met several years, a year or two back. It's like, he told me everything, Danzo. I knew you were low, but not this low. It's like, this is over. You're through, Danzo. He's got Naruto over his shoulder. It's like, you really think? And he's about to go for his eye. You really think I'll let you win that easy? I'm the Hokage. You think they'll believe what you say? I'll make them believe whatever I want to. Make him believe whatever you want them to. And all of a sudden, he sees Itachi staring directly at him. And unfortunately, he makes staring not far away, but he's like right in front of him. And says, Sukeyome. And he can't get out of there. And he quickly takes the eye. I believe this belonged to a friend of mine. And now Danzo's just like laid out in the guts. He's still kind of like, he's not dead, surprisingly. He's probably got enough willpower to survive that, but kind of like Kakashi. But he's kind of laid out in a coma, and I will release we'll get him to the infirmary, and I'll release the genjutsu. He's starting to cough up blood. Forgive me. You're sick? It's like, it was a side effect of my Mangekyo. How much time do you have? A few weeks, maybe a month or two. So then what are you going to tell the Akatsuki? What's there to tell? My mission didn't go as planned. I failed to capture the Nine-Tails. And so they get Naruto and Danzo to the infirmary, and they get the chakras on him, and basically Itachi undoes the Tsukuyomi, and he finally wakes up. You traitors to the leaf, traitors! The youth. You think they'll believe you? I'm the Hokage. I'm the Hokage. And he's like seething like a mad animal. Don't. You're nothing but a sad old man who manipulated the facts so he could get what he wants. I don't know. I can't. I can only imagine what the second would think of you, let alone the third. They were fools! Fools! They let this village to ruin. I'm the one who will bring it back to the light. And I will not let you take you. It's like, don't even bother with that little detonation seal of yours or suicide seal of yours. I took care of it the minute you were out. It's like, you're gonna be wallowing in self-pity for all. Ambu, take him away. It's like, and so, Danzo is now kind of actually out of the picture. So what do we do? It's like, you really think this is over? You can't undo what I did, Itachi. None of you can. And they just look at him and say, that boy will never believe anything you say. I made sure of it. And Itachi realizes, like, no, you. I can only use the. We actually still don't know what the cooldown period of Koto Katsuhame was, as far as I know. But we know it was a long ass time. Like, I think like once a decade he might have been able to use it, which is why when you really think about it, he only ever used it the once, because I believe the Uchiha massacre was like midway through. At best, he could have used it like immediately after he got it, and then he would have had to wait until Shippuden when he was using it again. So either way, that's how he basically truly won Naruto his side. The minute he started to see Naruto maybe having free will and doubting what was going on, he pulled out his trump card. I'm going to control the Nine Tails unequivocally forever. And so they had Naruto there, who's now awake. Like, I will never speak. I will not do anything. No, you cannot. I will never betray Lord Danzo. Never. Besides, I can't anyway. He just pulls out a tongue. He's like, Lord Danzo made sure of it. So there, and Jiraiya's like, I give Danzo this. His work with seals is still pretty impressive. But, and he just sounds like, what are you, oh God, get that ink off my tongue. And he just removes the seal. There, now you're not bound by anything. It doesn't matter what you say. Say or do. There's nothing you can do to break me up. There's nothing you can do to make me betray my master. Nothing! And Itachi realizes, like, Sasuke's dead. This might be what I need to use it for. And so he to which Tsunade comes in as a favor to Jiraiya, because he said, if you ever need me, all right. And like, yeah, his body's fine, but mentally there's not much I can do. There might be something I can do, Lady Tsunade. And then he just activates the eye and says, remember, remember who you were. And he's trying to snap Naruto out of the brainwashing and realize that Danzo was a terrible man. And luckily he's able to do that, but it has a unforeseen side effect where Itachi suddenly finds himself inside Naruto's mindscape. And he sees adult Naruto, but then as he hears crying, and he sees this little kid in front of the cage. And the fox, who's now broken out of the Genjutsu as well, thanks to that, because I think the fox also got kind of hit by that as well. I was like, blessed. It's like, Naruto, are you? Leave me alone. No one loves me. No one cares. It's like, you're not alone, Naruto. There are good people, please. Like, no. It's like, the man who didn't only cared about my power. He didn't care about me. I just wanted a family. And Itachi's there, and he sees the seal, and he thinks, because he knew the fourth. He didn't know him that well, but he at least knew the fourth. It's like, I wonder, Naruto, stay here for a moment. And he goes briefly into the real world, and he asks Jiraiya for something, and Jiraiya's like, are you insane? Are you absolutely insane? Did you trust the fourth? What? Did you trust the fourth? Without a doubt, then trust me when I say the fourth wouldn't have done this without leaving something behind. And the only way down to cover that is to do it. I'll be there to keep the fox in check. But this is something I think the boy he needs this. If we're going to try to save his ass, we need this. And so Jiraiya's like, oh, God. It's like, give me one of the Inoichi, give me Inoichi now. It's like, Yamanaka now. And they go in there in the Mind State. Itachi's there. He's still activated the Genji. Like, he snapped Naruto out of it, so the Genji is activated. It's like, going to release me. I'm good. I'll do the brother a favor and end this misery quick. That'll end all of you. And just as he's about to go for it, it's like, whoa, Jiraiya. I think we need to talk. Itachi kind of, again, these guys are very intelligent, so it's not out of the realm of possibility they could have figured this out. And there's the fourth Hokage. And and he steps. I was like, "Hi, Naruto, my boy." It's like, "Boy, Dad," and tears still in his eyes. And so that is where we're gonna end part 2. Oh, I've gone fanficky on this one, and I don't care. Everyone's like, look. Again, I just want to end this video by prefacing it by clarifying that I had no issue with fanfic. That's just not how I normally do a what if. I stick with the change that is made and look at the changes that branch outward from that. However, depending on the type of change we're doing, it can lead to a more fanfic type story. Well, Naruto going rogue and making his own village, that is textbook fanfic right there. And that's why I was pretty much had free reigns to do whatever the hell I wanted on that one. There are other ones that are also a little bit like that too. Danzo taking over more or less. That inherently that inherently doesn't have to be fanficky, but I do like the idea of it. Should also note, I know someone didn't point out in the comments last week that they weren't happy. Why does everyone want a dark timeline? Not everyone wants a dark timeline, but you do realize that not every story is going to have a happy ending. Seriously, like literally, not every story has a happy ending. And the argument can be, well, you're the storyteller, you can make it a happy ending. But what if I don't believe a happy ending would come from this? See, that's the thing, is like, I get if you don't want a dark storyline, but that doesn't mean other people don't want a dark storyline. And look, that's just personal preference at that point. I'm not judging you for disliking it or liking it or whatever, just pointing out the basics. Regardless, I went a little long this one, but I've noticed that people tend to kind of like the longer ones, so every once in a while throwing a longer one out there is pretty fun. Like I said, though, this will probably be about only a 3 or 4 parter, because we're already in Shippuden. But we've actually managed to bring or at least partly, bring Naruto back into the fray here. So, I'm not saying it still won't end on a dark timeline. What I am saying, though, is the chance is still there, but we now have the opportunity to branch out and do what's the best wording I can use? Branch out and save the timeline, more or less. At least in some degree, because we still have lost all of Team 7 back in the day. Kakashi's still deeply depressed. We also lost Lee. I actually agree Lee probably is dead. So in terms of Ninja who are in the original Konoha 12 or 13, Sai is still around, but he's part of Root. So Sai is still around. The Inishikatro, they're still around. Team 8 is still around. And they probably have a new member for Team 10 with Lee and Neji and Tenten. But yeah, we are missing some people. And how Naruto will be integrated back into this world when it's all said and done. And one other thing, I haven't pointed this out yet. Where's the new Indra incarnation? And who is the new Indra incarnation? This will be another place where I can get fanficky because, yeah, with Sasuke dead, he reincarnates because he's Indra's reincarnation. And that's just the way that cycle works. So who is it and where are they? Granted, they would only be at best 3 years old, but where are they? We'll figure that out in the next part. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.